Hi, good morning, everybody. It's Tina Marie. Hope you had a great weekend. I wanted to reach out and connect and share something that became an awareness for me over the weekend. I have a new nutritional life coach for myself, Miss Marion Bell, and she's helping me get in better alignment with the body that I want to birth into this world and have here, the amount of strength and flexibility and letting go of some weight. And even though I have a degree in nutrition, and at one point in my life, for a long period of time in my life, I was vegetarian, then vegan, then raw vegan. I taught raw food classes. I was published in many places on my understanding of nutrition, and then also had a radio show many of you know of, which was Holistic Living with Tina Marie. And so in the last, let's say, 4 years, what I'd noticed was, even though I know the way that I want to treat my body and what's best for me, not only from knowledge, but from experience in the past, there were certain things that were pressure on me over the last 4 years, and I allowed those pressures to take my attention, my time, my resources, my money, and my heart. And so over a period of time, there's been this lack of health, vibrancy building inside of me. And even though I notice it inside, I've had people outside not notice it. And that helped me understand that where am I at some level not congruent with what I know to be true inside of me, and how do I want to shift? How do I want to shift? And it's interesting because Marion sat on the other side of the table from me this weekend, and she pressed and she said, you know what? I hear your commitment for wanting to lose weight and get back into your size 4, size 6, yet something's not there. Something's not matching. And I looked inside and I took a breath and I agreed with her. You know, sometimes whenever we hear that hard support, we can resist it and we can try to make ourselves, say, no, this is my commitment, I'll prove it to you. But she was right. Something was not in alignment with what I'd been saying I wanted. Obviously, because I wasn't acting and behaving in the way that I wanted to have my body and my choices represent for me. So I looked deeper in that moment and allowed myself to feel what was in the way. And as soon as I looked inside and as soon as I had that pause and that stillness, the answer came. It wasn't as though it was something that I had to go seek and ache for and long for and figure out. It was right there for me to just look at. And what it was is my own saboteur. Many of you know that I've produced the program Abolish Your Inner Saboteur, and it's a great 3-day experience of understanding where we limit, block, box ourselves into corners for means of safety, love, respect, trust, and certainty in our lives. And so I looked into myself in that moment and found that there was still ache and pain and discord from past experiences where I was healthy, where I was right on board with what my choices for me were, yet given the circumstances and the circle of people that I was in and around for a majority of the time, I was, in my opinion, ostracized, made different, embarrassed, shamed, not accepted, made wrong for those choices. And even though they aligned with me at the time, the outside circle became a force that I simply was not willing to bear anymore, and so I gave in at some level just to relax. And so here I am again at these new choices, because I know what I love. I know what my body responds to. I'm drinking green juice today. The raw food that I know is beautiful and wonderful and full of nutrients and vibrancy. And I don't do this to sell anything. I'm just doing it from my experience in life, feeding myself well, hydrating myself, exercising, yoga, stretching, breathing, right? So I want to share this with you because it matters to me that I stay in touch with those people that I work with, that I train, that I coach, that I call friends. Because the truth is, I'm not perfect. There's no part of me that ever say I'm perfect yet. I'm always growing. So I want to share how I'm growing is that I realize that these old patterns of wanting to be accepted, wanting to be okay, not wanting to be embarrassed or shamed or ostracized or made wrong from the choices that I make for my body. Whereas, 10 years ago, yeah, it was a little weird, the things that I was doing. And I take bags of food with me to the softball courts and all my utensils and a little blender and stuff like that. And people go, what are you doing? I wouldn't eat the food on the softball field. And, many times I took all my food to restaurants, and I was in an industry where it was meat and potatoes and take all the clients out. So it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy having that lifestyle, but I remember the life, I remember the energy, I remember the vibrancy, I remember the thoughts, I remember all of it. And over these last 4 years, fair enough, I've let some of that go. So I'm getting it back. And I'm looking at my saboteur who is going to come up against me and say, wait, what if you are made wrong? What if you make people, they think that you're making them wrong for their choices? And I've just got to talk back to my saboteur and say, this is my life. This is my life, and I'm not making anybody wrong. I'm doing this first from kindness for me, and second for kindness for the universe and for the people that are around me. And so how are you, or maybe how have you made yourself safe by letting go of some things in your want and your desire that may not align with the other people that you're surrounding yourself with? And maybe you have fear underneath things based on old experiences that no longer serve you. How can you step up? How can you break through? As I heard once, that knowledge is simply knowledge without application. It doesn't help anything. It takes action. So I'm personally taking more action now every single day. And I'm going to get the body back that I desire and I want, the vibrancy and I have a whole wardrobe. Ladies, you know what I'm talking about. I have the whole wardrobe in the closet that I'm going to get back into. And it's more than that. It's more than health. It's healing the past and moving into the future and staying present right now. And loving myself as I am and watching where the saboteur wants to get me. We're not immune from self-doubt. We're not immune from wanting to be in these boxes that feel safe. But there's so much freedom on the other side of it when we're not. So I wish you a very wonderful week, and I look forward to hearing from you. And if you'd love to learn more about Abolish Your Inner Saboteur, just go to my website at tinamarie.com. We have our next training coming up May 20th, 21st, and 22nd here in Houston in our offices at 230 Westcott in the Zeus building. I'd love to see you here. So if you would love to learn more about the Abolish Your Inner Saboteur workshop and the entire 3-day event, just go ahead and head on over to tinamarie.com. Look forward to connecting with you, and everybody have an amazing week. Bye-bye.